Sura Yasin verses 51 to 53. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ونفخ في السور فإذا هم من الأجداث إلى ربهم ينسلون قالوا يا ويلنا من بعثنا من مرقدنا هذا ما وعد الرحمن وصدق المرسلون إن كانت إلا صيحة واحدة فإذا هم جميع لدينا محضرون. And the trumpet shall be blown, then behold, from their graves they shall hasten unto their Lord. They shall say, Oh, woe to us! Who has raised us up from our sleeping place? This is what the beneficent Allah promised, and the apostle told the truth. There would be naught but a single blast, when they shall all be brought before us. Hereafter is a scene of awareness, acknowledgement, and confession. The establishment of hereafter and reckoning is the requisite of the attribute of Allah, who is beneficent. That which the disbelievers denied in the world, they will confess it on that day. When the name of Rahman was mentioned in the world, they used to say, What is Rahman? But on that day they will say, This is what the beneficent Allah, Rahman, promised. In this verse, the Quran points to another stage, which is the stage of life after death. It says, And the trumpet shall be blown, then behold, from their graves they shall hasten unto their Lord. By the command of Allah, the dust and the rotten bones will have life again, and come out from their graves and attend that wonderful court for trial and reckoning. They will have life again, and will be quickened by a single blast. In the same manner all of them died with a single blast blown in the trumpet. Neither their death nor their being quickened is difficult for Allah. Just like the trumpet which is blown for the soldiers of the army to gather and be ready, and then in a short time they all get up and come out of their tents and attend in a row, the act of raising the dead is like that, quick for Allah too. The Quranic word ajdath is the plural form of jadath in the sense of grave. This meaning shows well that resurrection, besides having the spiritual aspect, has the bodily aspect too, and the man's new body will be made from the same former materials. The application of the Arabic term nufikha, shall be blown, in the past tense form is for the sake that in the Arabic language the certain future affairs are stated in past verb form, indicating that there is no doubt in it, as if it had happened before. The Arabic term yansilun is derived from nasl, in the sense of walking quickly. Rakib in Mufradat says, this word originally means to separate from something, and that a person's children in Arabic are called nasl, offspring. It is for the sake that they have separated from father and mother. Therefore, when a person quickly gets away and separates, this word is used. The application of the Arabic term Rabbihim, their Lord, seems that it refers to this fact that the lordship ownership and training of Allah require that there should be reckoning and resurrection for the affairs. However, it is clearly understood from the verses of the Holy Quran that ending of this world and the beginning of the next world both will happen suddenly with a revolutionary movement, and each of them has been rendered into blowing into the tempest, the full explanation of which will be mentioned in the commentary of Surah Az-Zumar, number 39, verse 68. In the next verse, the Quran adds, "They shall say, Oh, woe to us! Who has raised us up from our sleeping place? This is what the beneficent Allah promised, and the Apostle told the truth." Yes, the scene is so expressive and terrible that man forgets all the false and superstitious matters, and he will not have any way except confessing the facts explicitly. It likens the graves to sleeping places and resurrection to getting up from sleep. This has also been mentioned in the famous tradition which says, "You will pass away like that you sleep, and you will be raised as you get up from sleep." Here they terrify and cry that woe to us! Who did awaken us from sleeping and rose up from our sleeping place? But soon they will realize and remember that the true prophets in the world had given them promise of this day from the side of Allah. They answer themselves that this is the promise of the beneficent Allah, the Lord whose general mercy has enveloped all, and whose prophets told the truth and made us aware of this day. But alas, we mocked them all. Therefore, the Quranic sentence, "This is what the beneficent Allah promised and the Apostle told the truth," is the continuation of the statement of the rejectors of resurrection. But some commentators have considered it as the statement of the angels or the believers, which contrasts the apparent of the verse, and there is no necessity upon it, because the confusion of the rejectors on the fact on that day is not a matter that is mentioned only in this verse. Surah Al-Anbiya, verse number 97 says, "And the true promise has drawn nigh. Then behold, staring wide in terror, the eyes of those who disbelieve, they say, Alas for us! We were heedless of this day. Nay, we were unjust ones." However, the application of the Arabic term markad, which is used in the sense of sleeping place and sleep, denotes to the fact that in the world of the purgatory they are in a state similar to sleep. And as it is said in the commentary of Surah Al-Mu'minun, number 23, verse number 100, due to the majority people who are in a status between infidelity and faith, purgatory is not unlike the state of sleeping, where both the excellent believers and the extraordinary wise disbelievers are completely aware and enjoy the blessings, or are faced with kinds of chastisement. Some commentators have given this probability that the terror and grief in the hereafter is so much that purgatory's chastisement compared with it is like naught but a peaceful sleep. Then, in order to explain the speed of the occurrence of the blast of the trumpet, in the 3rd verse the Holy Quran says, "There would be not but a single blast when they shall be brought before us. Therefore, they will not need a long time for the dead to be quickened, and that they rise from their graves and attend in the just court of Allah, in the same manner that there needs not a long time for the death of individuals. The first blast is a cry for the death, and the second blast is a cry for life and attending in the court of Allah the just. The application of the word blast, a cry, and emphasizing it with the word single, and then the application of the Arabic term fa, which is in such instances informs of the sudden occurrence of something, and the application of they shall all be brought before us in the form of nominal sentence, all are as evidence to the quick occurrence of this part of resurrection. The conclusive tone of these verses and the piercing influence of them in men's heart is so effective that as if they hear this cry with their ears, saying, O men who are asleep, O scattered dust, and O rotten bones, stand up, and be ready for reckoning and recompense. How beautiful the verse of the Quran are, and how expressive their warnings are. Sadaqallahul Aliyul Azim wa sadaqa Rasulallahul Karim wa nahnu ala dhalika minash shahidin wa shakirin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.